Parenting has been a sole aspect of life for thousands of years. Starting from the ancient age, parenting children had been done in various ways. Regardless of the time period, I see not many changes were inducted throughout the years. It ranges from free range to helicopter parenting. These two are aspects that have been talked about today. I see from the ancient age, in many inscription and carving in the stones or in the ancient building, there are many carving about parents parenting their children. So that's why parenting children has been a sole aspect for thousands of years, and there are not many changes is inducted throughout the years. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges and fellow debaters, I'm Irfanda RIZKY Ramadan, and now I'm stating proposition from the motion. This house, as a parent from the middle income, would adopt free range parenting as opposed to helicopter parenting. So firstly, let me state what is the definition of free range parenting. So free range parenting is to give no limitation to the children to develop their own self. And by giving the non-limitation, it doesn't mean that the parent doesn't supervise their children at all. The parents still supervise their children, but with limited limitation. And what is helicopter parenting? Helicopter parenting can be referred to restricting their children to a boundaries which in purpose to make their children success or to rely to their parents. And I'm here to support the statement that middle income families should adopt the free range parenting. Raising children is a must, and choosing the method is also important. The reason is because children hangs upon the parents, especially from the middle income families. And I have stated many reasons on why the free range parenting is really important for the middle income families. And the first reason that I'm going to state is free range encourages self-development. Why is that so? Children with free range parenting will be able to develop their own skills and their self because the absence of their parents. Of course, their parent must induct this reason to their children so that their children will develop their own skill instead of just not doing anything. And the second reason is parents have busy schedule. Parents from the middle classes family may work in the field, in the factory, in the office, which force them to work at least for 12 hours because the company wants their employee to work at its best, and the absence of their employee will be really an enormous impact to their factory. And the third reason is to promote self-confidence. Promoting self-confidence by free-range parenting is also important. By the absence of the parents, self-confidence will be promoted by their own self. Children with the absence of parents can develop their own self-confidence because if there are their parents around, they will be more reliable to their parents and not to their own self. So that's why with free range movement, it will be easy for them to develop their own confidence. And the fourth reason is to boost creativity. Children with limited access to the parents will have more times to boost their creativity. And what are these creativities? These creativities are, for instance, hobby. And hobbies are sport or maybe playing games or maybe selling items, etc. And with inducting these activities, they will have skills to develop their own creativity that will be important for their futures. And the fifth reason is free-range parenting will connect them to the nature. With the absence of parents also, they will have more time to play in the nature instead of just playing games in their own room if they have the helicopter parenting, because their parent does not restrict them and does not set boundary on them, and they will be able to play with nature. So they will develop nature and what is nature and the component of nature and many aspects of nature that maybe the helicopter parenting will not be able to. The sixth reason is free range doesn't have the benefit is that doesn't have to be worried because the money wouldn't be spent much. As we said before from the motion, middle income families means that they may have less income from the high class income family. So with setting free their children, the parents will not need to be afraid that their children will spend too much money to play. And the seventh reason is to strengthen family bonds. Children with free range parenting will likely to less hate their parents compared to the helicopter parenting, because in the helicopter parenting, their children will most likely to hate their parents because the parent forced too much on their children. For instance, to set boundaries and to force their children to keep studying and not to give their children a leisure time. And what are the recommendations for those who are about to start this free-range parenting? And I have written 3 statements on the recommendation. And the first one is to focus on communication. While free-range parenting means that you will set your children free, communication is still a must, and it cannot be removed from their daily life. Or even if you have really less time on communicate with your children, you will still have an online platform like WhatsApp or Instagram or Messenger or many other applications to communicate with your children. And the second recommendation is to emphasize your kids to develop their own skills. At the first time, you will need to emphasize your own children to work on their skills, on their hobbies, because it will be the most important aspect for their future. And the third reason is you will need to always supervise their behavior, because with supervising their behavior, you will know their boundaries and your children will not do anything outside of their behavior. And I have come to the reiteration. While helicopter parenting may seem like the natural choice to ensure your children's safety and success, free range often a compelling alternatives. This approach goes beyond simply giving your kids more freedom. It's about creating environment that fosters independence, creating creativity, and strengthen your family bonds. And that's all for me. Thanks for the attention that have been given to me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.